back to a new video. In today's video I'm going to be going over how to combine the PO3 model with open, high, low, close. Now this model is extremely powerful, and when combined with the right context you can have a win rate of over 87%. So diving straight into this, I'm going to be covering the PO3 model first. I've already got an in-depth video covering this, so assuming you guys already understand that, I'm just going to briefly go over this and then show you how you can combine it with open, high, low, close and open, low, high, close. So the PO3 model, also known as the AMD model, is a combination of three zones. So we have our first zone here, which is our accumulation, then our second zone, which is our manipulation. The manipulation is always seen to take out some form of liquidity, whether it be swing highs, swing lows, or internal range like fair value gaps. And then our third zone, which is our distribution. So as you can see right here, we have our AMD model, and that aligns with our higher time frame candle. Now for more context, this higher time frame candle is going to be the 4 hour, and the lower time frame market structure you see here will be the 5 minute. So notice here with our accumulation zone, this is the open of the new 9:30. This is the open of the new 4 hour candle right here. We get our zone of accumulation, and then we get our manipulation higher to hunt out liquidity resting right here. That puts in the top wick of this new 4 hour candle, and then we get our distribution lower, filling in the whole body of this wick and putting in the low, also hunting out liquidity and then closing perfectly. So with that brief explanation out of the way, I'm going to be showing you how you can trade this in the everyday markets. Okay, so right here I have an absolutely perfect setup in the market. As you can see, we have our lower time frame right here, and that is matching with the 4 hour candle right here. So first thing that I'm looking for is our zone of accumulation once the 4 hour candle opens. And as you can see, we have our accumulation here. Then we start to get our manipulation higher to hunt out liquidity. As you can see, all of these highs getting swept out. So after the manipulation higher to sweep out liquidity, we now have a protected high up here, which is the top wick of the 4 hour candle. Now the next thing we're looking for is our distribution lower to hunt out the next form of liquidity. The next form of liquidity could have been this swing low down here. As you can see, price came to take this out perfectly, but where would the entry have been in this model? Right here we have a perfect 1 minute inversion fair value gap. As soon as we get a candle closure below this gap, that is where we get our entry. Stop loss above the protected high. We have a lot of conviction for this trade, distributing lower due to the fact we have now put in a top wick, and the only thing left to do is put in a bottom wick and close. So as you can see here, this is an extremely simple model combining the accumulation zone, the manipulation and the distribution with the open, high, low and close. The reason I love this model so much is due to its simplicity and how you can pair this up with a simple entry model and have an extremely high win rate. So now I'm going to be going over a few more examples on a couple different pairs. So here I've found another great trade on the Forex pair Australian dollar to the US dollar. Now as you can see here, we have our open, which is this candle right here, aligning with the open of this 4 hour candle. We then get our accumulation zone here. As you can see, price is slowly chopping around. This is on the 5 minute time frame, and then you can see we start to get a big move higher to manipulate out all these highs, take out all this liquidity resting here. We also sweep this prominent high and close absolutely perfectly. Then as you can see, we start to get our key reaction lower. During this key reaction, we create a break of structure with this prominent low resting here. As you can see, the candle closure here, closing below this low. We then get a pullback to a 5 minute fair value gap, holding this absolutely perfectly. You could have entered this as soon as price retraced back to the gap. Stop loss above the newly protected high and targeting lower liquidity. Where could your liquidity have been here? It could have been this perfect prominent low resting here. And as you can see, this literally happened this morning at entry would have been at 7 AM, bang on the dot. So as you can see, this model presents itself quite often, and it works a lot of the time. So it's a great model to learn. I teach this model to the members in my Discord. This is also a model that I currently trade at the moment. So if I see this model present itself, then I will happily take the trade. So now I'm going to be talking about why this is such a strong model. Now once we get our manipulation higher, putting in the top wick of the 4 hour candle, taking out liquidity, That now means that the high of the 4-hour candle is now a protected high. It has hunted higher, swept out liquidity, it is now a key reversal point, and the 4-hour high is a protected high. Now, when taking this model, I normally advise people to take entry points that align with reversals, such as the CISD. As you can see here, we had a nice CISD to the downside. You could have entered as soon as price retraced back to this CISD for a better entry, instead of the fair value gap. I also love to trade this with inversions. I have the highest win rate with inversions, as soon as we get the manipulation higher, we then love to distribute lower, fill in the whole 4-hour candle, and whilst distributing lower, we normally close below a fair value gap. Another great entry model you can use for this is the turtle soup, which is entering off a liquidity sweep. As you can see right here, this would have been the perfect entry. However, I don't really trade this as often. As you can see, price manipulates higher, takes out this zone of liquidity. This could have been your entry here as soon as price sweat this out. Stop loss above these highs right here. And as you can see, you would have had an absolutely amazing trade down to the drawn liquidity resting here. So yet again, I mainly advise you to, if you are trading this model, trade it with reversal entry points. Retracements to a fair value gap can work, as you can see right here. However, it is less probable to actually retrace to, as price wants to distribute lower to complete the 4-hour candle structure. So right here on silver, I have another absolutely perfect setup. As you can see right here, new 4-hour candle open. We then start to get our accumulation, followed by a fast move lower, the manipulation. This manipulation hunts out all these lows down here. It also taps into some into a higher time frame inefficiency resting here. Now after that, we've got our accumulation, manipulation. We've put in the bottom wick right here. Now the only thing left to do is distribute higher to put in the top wick and closed. So let's find our draw on liquidity. As you can see here, we have an absolutely perfect news high. So marking out this news high. As you can see, the market has perfectly come to take this out. Where could our potential entry have been in this? We have this 1-minute fair value gap right here. As soon as price pulls back to this, you could have had an absolutely perfect entry and enjoyed the distribution up to these highs. Stop loss below the protected low, target in this zone of liquidity up here. As you can see, absolutely perfect A+ trade using the PO3 with the open low high close model. So if you guys want to learn more about these in a simpler form, I do have PDF courses. They will be linked below in the description of this video. They have in-depth explanations, trade recaps, and model breakdowns on hundreds of different concepts. So feel free to go check that out. I also have a free live trading Discord that will be linked in the description as well, so feel free to join that. I go live every single day from 9:15 a.m. Eastern time to 11 a.m. Eastern time. I do apologize for the lack of content. I am currently traveling the world with my girlfriend. At the moment, I am in Finland, so it's a bit hard to make educational content as well as traveling the world, but I'm doing my best, trying to stick to about 2 to 3 videos per week, and as many trade recaps as possible. But that is going to be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned as much as possible. Hope to see you in the live trading Discord. But yeah, thanks for watching.